He's going to get one anyway. So, my name's Jamie. Hi, I'm from Reuben. We're going to learn how to play one of my band's songs, Deadly Lethal. Ninja says.
Soft little bodies swollen by the sun, waiting for a break that he knows will never come. Full brittle limbs, weak from underuse, and a head full of words.
So the first thing to talk about really is the tuning. So what I've done, this song is in B, which is pretty, it's pretty far out. So we're taking a normal E tuning, take the top string and thickest string, this thick one here, down to a drop D tuning, pretty standard tuning, but then take all the strings down 3 notes. So what we're left with is we got C sharp for the thinnest string, and then G sharp, then E, then B, then F sharp, and then B again. So you got that. So why I like this tuning a lot. It's good for beginners and people that are crap, like myself. You can just put a finger anywhere. It sounds awesome. You got riffs all over the place. Yeah, just any fret you hit will sound awesome. Will sound metal. So that's why I like that. That's what this song is in. So make sure you got your guitar tuned to B. Again, that's drop D tuning and then down 3 notes. So right, with this song, it starts with a little crazy drum beat, and then you join in. It's just kind of, it's in 4/4 time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the strumming just really is just like that, just like. Okay, so like easy. So we're going to start off on the open note, open fret. For that, the lowest note you can make on the guitar, and then unless you're Fifth Factory, and then we're going to go up to 7th fret here. So, and then we're going to go up to the 10th fret, and then we're going to go to the 5th fret. When we get to the 5th fret, we're going to stop. So, okay, so the little stop there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, stop. Okay, and then we'll just pick that back up with a little upstroke before we go around again. So listen to this. Check this out. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I noticed because I don't notice a lot of this until I actually play it, but I'm hitting the strings in that gap with my hand just to keep time for myself. Don't worry about that, but if you find yourself doing it, that's cool. So let's listen to that again. Okay, got that little pickup before we go around again. So that happens 4 times. I think it happens 8 times actually. How many times it happened? It happened enough. And the bass joins in at some point. So we'll play that little riff around a bit. And after that's the main verse. So let's just go through that one more time. So it's 0 fret, then 7th fret, then 10th fret, and then we stop. And we'll do it together. 8 times we're going to play that. Be a bit boring, but you know, you need to get the hang of it. So let's do it. Come on. Do you want this or not? Yes? You came to my swamp on Dagobah saying, I'm not too old to train. I can make the ship come out of the swamp. And I had to do it for you. Anyway, you dropped R2-D2. You wanted the floor made squeaky noises. What am I going to do? I stole your snack bar. You said it's your lunch. I don't care. Looks like a tracker to me. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Little pig. Now the bass joins in. We're strumming here and then we stop, pick. Stop, pick. And what we've gone there is we've gone to the end of that phrase, so that's the verse, and I did a little. Again, it doesn't really matter what you do there. I'm hammering on and kind of pulling off there and letting it fall off. But that's open to interpretation. I didn't even really think about that. Generally, when you're playing in this kind of open tuning, one of the beauties is that if you fluff a chord or if you just let your hand go, it's going to be a chord. It's not going to sound too bad. So generally, that's what I do at the end of riffs and the end of verses. It makes it very easy to get to the next chord, which is, I suppose that's a C sharp. I don't actually know. Correct me. What does the little chord box say? Who knows? You can tell. So go back up here for the little pre-chorus. So, second fret. Okay, so a slightly different strumming pattern there. We're on the second fret, like I said, and before we've just been doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're adding a little double note at the start here. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, it's just at the end of the preceding bar. Sorry to confuse you there. So what we got, I'm just going to play one bar in isolation, quite slow. We got, okay, so that's just the one bar of it on its own, and string them together. Yeah, it makes it sound like you know what you're doing. It makes me sound like I know what I'm doing. So we'll do that. We'll do that 4 times. So we come out of the first verse, which is 4, 3, 4. Okay, and we'll build it up a bit. There we go. Strike that a little bit harder. It's gonna, build up. The drums do ba 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 ba, and everyone goes, whoa! Here's the chorus. You got to let the crowd know this. They got to know when to get the lighters out. They got to know when to grab hold of a lady in Copperfield. They got to know when to smash each other's skulls. It's all part of it. You are the conductor. They are paying audience. Give them what they want. I went a bit rubbish there, didn't I? I was a bit pompous. I was like, you are the instrument. They are your instrument. Who cares? So, we're just going to play that there, this little pre-chorus. Get louder. Really whack that. You see, when I put my finger in there, I was like, you are the conductor. I was a dickhead. Don't pay any attention to me. But you pay for this lesson, so you have to. It's like a vicious circle. So now we're going to zoom straight up here. And we're going to go for these 2 stabs on the 7th fret. Okay, and then we're going to go up to the 10th fret, 2 stabs. Okay, that's the start of our chorus. And then we go down to the 5th and the 3rd fret. With just... So we're using all downstrokes. But we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like we were before. So whereas in the verse, we were kind of going, because it's quite laid back, we're just going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. When we get back here in the chorus, down, 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 down. Because that's quite aggressive by that time. So we just use a lot of downstrokes. Can be mistaken for bad technique, but that's why I'm in a grunge band. Can't you see the cardigan? I'm grunge. Oh yeah.
I wanna be just like you. Get myself a job and a really cool tattoo. I wanna be just like you. Get myself a job and a really cool tattoo.
So now we're going to go for a bar chord, a more conventional bar chord, which you might use in normal E tuning. What we've got the first finger here. We're going to put him on the 2nd string on the 5th fret. We're going to take the 3rd finger here. We're going to put him on the 3rd string on the 7th fret. And we've got the 4th finger here. We're going to leave this one out. With the 4th finger, he'll go on the 4th thing. On the 4th thing. The 4th thing. Put him on the 4th string on the 7th fret. So that's a nice bar chord. You can take that. You can put that anywhere on the guitar, and that'll work. So we're going to put that. We're going to base that around the first finger being on the 5th fret. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 3, 4. You've got some time there. You can kind of do it. Okay, and that's basically the riff for our chorus. We just repeat that a few times. So we got, I wanna be just like you, get myself a job and a really cool tattoo. Slight change. We go. We don't go back to this chord here, because the next note we're going to play is in the verse, which is open string, and it would be a bit weird because it's kind of the same note. That bar chord we've been playing there is the same note as open on these strings. Wouldn't sound very good. Well, at least I didn't think so when I was writing it. So, 5th fret, the 3rd fret. Okay, rock and roll. Let's rock and roll right there. Let's take a little sip of water. The second verse is the same as the first. And this verse is kind of it's kind of chopped in two. We have 4 bars with 1 vocal line, and for the next 4 bars, the music parts stay essentially the same, but we add another vocal, so it feels like it's building up a bit. The drums get a bit more aggressive. On the 4th time round, listen out for that little pull-off hammer, and I'm going to add that in there. Let's go. Let's play it together. Remember, it's 0, then it's 7, then it's 10, and then it's 5. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes the tricky bit. Off, hammer. Just go straight back in. Now we're here on the second pre-chorus. Again, it's kind of the same. I think the bass changes what it's playing slightly, but the guitar stays the same. So we got that. Louder. And again, the same chorus, but this time we're going to add a little. Okay, so you've got to be quick with this. That little ding thing here. So you got. So it's complete in that 4. So you got. Wankers would call that a question and answer. So I call it some notes. So there we go. But I did do that thing about you are the conductor. I got a bit carried away. So there we go. And it's easy to just go down here for what we did before in the first chorus, which is just downstrokes on 5th, and then 3rd, off, and out bar chords. On the 4th round of this Jingle Bell one, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're only going to have one more round of 4, which we're going to spend on this 5th one, this 5th fret here. And we never make it to the next bit of the chorus, because then it dives straight into the kind of the middle 8th, if you want to call it that. So let's recap this second chorus. We got. Tricky. Or annoying. Watch out. One more bar. And then we stop. Then we jump to the next bit, okay? So that might feel a bit odd at first, but there we go. I'm an odd man.
I wanna be just like you. Get myself a job and a really cool tattoo. I wanna be just like you. Get myself a job and a really cool tattoo.
Now we're going to go to the mid-8th bit, which is, again, easy. It's just the same kind of chord shape. Not really a chord, is it? It's more like a finger. So just put your finger over these strings here on the 3rd fret, and then play it like a. Just the down, up that we used to from the verse, and then the next chord is just off. So we're doing 2 bars of 3rd and then 2 bars of off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Easy. Okay, we do that twice. And then, because I usually get bored with this kind of thing, I've added a little finger here. This is a nice variation on this chord that I use quite a lot. I've got my first finger there on the 3rd fret, but I'm going to use my 4th finger. So that's quite a stretch. Let's try that. Can you get that 4th finger right up? So he's like, whoa, he's like 4 frets away. Gives it quite a major feel, okay? So that could be any, that could be major or minor. Because we don't have any notes telling us which it is, but this one, that's quite that's a happy sounding chord. So we're going to go from this. Easy. We add that little finger. It's nice. And then when we get to the open one, it's that little finger actually goes on the 4th fret. Okay, so that's that little the start of the middle 8th. The middle 8th is actually quite a long section. We've kind of left the verse and the chorus behind for a bit. We won't see them for a bit. So right, so there we go here, and then it goes quiet again after the really cool tattoo bit kind of builds up, and then it goes a little quiet bit. So still the same chords, but we're going to play them in a slightly different way. We're gonna mute them. So just get the side of your hand here, put it next to the bridge, and don't totally cut off. That sounds a bit strangled. Just rest it there to make the difference between and. See what I mean? So that's nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to go. The rhythm is da 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 da. So we got da 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 da. Okay, and we're gonna hit the on these top strings, and then we're gonna let these bottom strings ring out because that's still quite a nice chord. So we're gonna go. In fact, I should be muting it, shouldn't I? So we're gonna quite understated. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same with no fingers on the neck because it's just an open chord. Okay, so we got 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay, you can use this time to readjust your hair if you like. Is my hair out of shape? No probs. I've got time there. Oh yeah, and you can point it with that hand. Point it with that hand, you can just go around and around. That's why I write these songs. There's nothing about melody or structure. It's about being able to point out how awesome I look and make myself look awesome. So that's an insight into my songwriting there. Another little bit of water. I'm gonna put that water down on the floor. So then we got here. We got to this little middle 8 section. We've been here. We've played it quite chugga-lugga-lugga-lugga-lug. And then after we've done that, the second time there's a little variation using a little bendy bit of widdly-waddly, which is. I played that so badly. Didn't think I quite made it then either, but never mind, it doesn't matter. They don't care, I don't care, no one will care. So, there you go. I bet Yngwie Malmsteen would care. He's over there, shaking his head at me. Here? Right. You try and make your guitar sound like a goose. Oh, you can. He can make his guitar sound like a goose. So, what we got is we're going to open and do the same thing on the 3rd fret. But then we get round to the open fret this time. We're going to put our first finger on the 3rd string on the 2nd fret. And we're going to bend it up. And we'll bend it back down. Bend it back. So again, this is something you might want to just have a little practice at, some bends. Oh, exciting. They get easier as they go up because the further away the strings are from this little bit, the nut, this bit here, and these bits, and the fwandangle and the doot, they're quite hard to bend, but I'm awesome, so I can do it. Okay, if you're like me, you can, once you get more comfortable with that bend, that'll be like, you won't even worry about that, so you'd be bending all over the place. So, I just bent back down briefly there before going for the, I went, so, we're gonna go for the middle 8th. Let's count in and let's play it together. I'll be jibber-jabbering on the top of it so we know what's going on. We'll play a little bit slow. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 3rd and 0, here we go. 0, and 3rd again. Just these top 3 fat strings. Then I add that finger, you remember? And take him down to the 4th fret. And up there, it's quite a stretch. And now for the quiet bit, we've got. Remember? Okay, and then 3rd again. And then we go to 0, it's a little funny bit. There's the little chuggy bit. I might have got that wrong. Open, 3rd, and then open again. Louder, 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 louder. Okay, so let's have a look at the bass seller. My friend John Pierce, my bass player in my band. He didn't belong to me. I do buy his stuff though, I buy his clothes. Anyway, he's playing a little bass solo which starts here, changes key a bit.
You're dressed like a Victorian at a swimming pool. You're dressed like a Victorian at a swimming pool.
He goes, don't worry about what he's doing, I'll just play it for you so you know. Okay, so that's his bass line. And then that goes on for a little bit. There's some silly singing on the top about Victorians, what you gonna wear. And the drums come in, nice. And when the drums come in, the guitar plays a little complementary piece, like this. And trust me, that works with the bass. I can't sing along with you. I won't sing it along. You're just going to have to imagine it. God, use your minds. Make your own entertainment. Read a book. Yeah? Okay. Don't actually. Finish this tutorial. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at the guitar part there. It's just I'm muting it. Do you remember we muted before? So I put my hand on there. Single strings now. And we're just going to pluck them. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All downstrokes. You can do upstrokes if you like, but I won't be your mate. So have a think about that. So downstrokes is probably best with these little, like that. That's not really the song, but it sounded, didn't it? I got a bit excited there. Just anytime, grab a guitar. When there's a point of like, you know, maybe if someone's had an argument in your house, your sister goes, "Well, I'm going out, I'm wearing it." Your dad's like, "You ain't wearing it. You come back, you sleep in a tent in the garden if you wear that." Creep up behind them and just go. And they'll forget all about it. And they'll be like, "Yeah, play the next bit." And you'll be like, "Yeah, no probs. I'll play the next bit." Yeah. So that's how to be mates with everyone. So that, it's a life skill as well as a guitar riff. So what we got there, we got the first finger, my favorite one. These can go fuck themselves. We're going to put him on the 2nd string on the 5th fret, okay? Just for 4. Then we're going to get this 3rd finger. We're going to put him on the 3rd string on the 9th fret. So I played those both really badly. Let's hear that again. Okay, so just downstrokes and muted here. Mute it with your hand next to the bridge. And we're going to go for the first finger again on the 3rd string on the 7th fret. So we got 2nd string, 5th fret, 3rd string, 9th fret, and then 3rd string, 7th fret. You'll get all this in a box. I hope the box better be there. Oh, bad. So, and then we're going to go back down to the 2nd string again on fret 4, just 1 fret before we started. And then back up to 5, and then back up to, well, not back up, but up to 7, and up to 9. Okay, so let's do that real slowly. Let's do that real slowly with me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel free to use the rewind button to have a look there, because I'm not going to play that too much. I find it boring. We do that a couple of times, but we put little different endings on it. So. See? A slightly different ending on this time round. We're just going to go back down to 5th. And when you get on to 5, just let it have it. And in fact, I think I started playing a chord there. So as you can hear, my hand is getting softer and softer on this bridge. So it gets less and less muted as that goes on. And I'm picking with more aggression. So I'm going. It's a bit of a fluff, like most things or musicians in general, or people do. It's a bit of a fluff, but you'll get it. So then we're right back into the chorus again with some stabs. But this time, because of how the song is, we stab all of them. So we go 7th fret, if you remember. Stab. Silence. Silence. Then we go back down to 5th. We stab this one, whereas usually we'd be going. Because it's dramatic, I've just got stabs on that. So stab. Stab, stab, and then we got some syncopation, we got some triplets. Now, can't really tell you what syncopation means. It kind of means sounds out of time but isn't. Ask Ella Fitzgerald. So what we're going to do is, we've got those 2 chords that we use for, we've seen them before in the chorus. We're going to mute them, so we're going just put your hand on the bridge there. But we're gonna have it syncopated. We're gonna use triplets, slow triplets. So if I just clap my hands in a 4/4, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So you can it's still in time with the 4/4 timer, but it's kind of a cheeky 3/4 timing in there. It does make sense. So we got stab, 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 and we got 1 2 3 1 2 3. Quite a quick chord change. You've got to mute it, and it's syncopated, but you will get it. So let's go for that again. Do it with me. Come on now, play with me. We got 1 2 3 4, stab, 7th on 10th, stab again, 5th, stab, syncopated. Okay, and then we're gonna do some more stabs, but this time, because it's getting a bit more rocky, we're gonna go and go rucka in between, and just get your hand anywhere on the guitar. Sounds better lower down. Just to make sure, don't press too hard, or you get a rubbish chord. Or is that awesome? That's pretty awesome. You'll be hearing that again. So just okay. So you go. We've heard that kind of thing in old rock bands. So we're doing it again, but with slightly less. So first time the chorus comes out, we got the syncopated bits. And now we're getting some real trouble with some real triplets. So before we had was an easy triplets. Your baby brother could play them, right? And he's laughing at you when he's doing. He's like, yo. He thinks you're an idiot. So you got to prove him right, okay? The competition starts now. Your parents may tell you got to get on. It's not true. Siblings are sent to gauge yourself against. Don't ignore me. I love my brother. He's a good guy. He looks quite a lot like me. Since I filled out a bit. Yeah, we're not that he's a big fatty. He'll understand. Right, Jez. Anyway, so what we're going to do here, fast triplets. So 1 2 3 4. Dagga 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 dagga. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Technically, I was saying 1 3 there, which doesn't mean anything. We're going to do that again with the palm muting. So I've got down up down up down up down up down up, down up like that. So it's just. But put the accents on the start of the every 3. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. Okay, so you got. You can play every song on Kill 'Em All by Metallica. So you can't. They're proper hard. So that's and then we're back. We're on easy street for the rest of the song really. So that's our little comeback chorus. Let's recap that. Let's recap the when we've come out of this bit. Okay, we've got stab, stab. Just the two here. The syncopation. Rocky bits. We've got. Okay, and then let's go to the chorus, which is just the same chords, but just. Easy, up, down, because we're having a good time by then. It's rocking now, everyone's singing. So the last little cheeky section, which is, do you remember we had that nice chord down here? So we have that chord there, on the. This is your first finger's barring across the 3rd fret, and the little finger is on the 7th fret on the 3rd string. Move them all up 2 frets. Okay, so up 2 frets. And then for this nice chord at the end, so that's a sad sound, that's a minor. So we've shortened the gap between the bar here and the little finger. If I was to move that down a fret, it would sound sad. That would be a minor chord. So we've got major and minor. So we've got majors here. Move it up 2 from major, and then bring it down here, a minor. So what we've got there, we've got the 1st finger barring on the 2nd fret. And then we've got the 4th finger up. It's only 3 frets away from the main bar, so that's on the 5th fret on the 3rd string. Okay, so we've got 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. And I should have mentioned that jumps. That's a little bit preemptive, so it doesn't wait. It's not clean cut. It's not like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Comes in just before that, just jumps it. Let that chord ring out till the drummer goes, ah! And then go. Just do that. Do you want to see that? Let's do that in slow motion. Okay, I did that. That was proper slow. So, huh? So, wait. Ah! Over. Applause. Roses hit you in the eye. Your mum gives you a bottle of milk. You go, it's warm! Smash it on the floor. She goes back to her room. You go to Soho to find some cold milk. You find something quite different.
Anyway, like a Victorian at a swimming pool. You're dressed like a Victorian at a swimming pool. You're dressed like a Victorian at a swimming pool.